Hey, basketball fans, welcome back to Tips and Streams, your go-to spot for the hottest NBA regular season predictions. I'm Kokan, and I'm here to break down today's matchups and give you the edge you need to make the best bets. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. Your support means the world to us. Remember, our channel has no sponsors and relies solely on the love and support of viewers like you. Even a small donation by pressing the thanks button under the video helps us keep bringing you top-notch content every day. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow basketball enthusiasts. And we love hearing from you, so drop a comment below and let us know what you want to see in our forecasts. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you the content you crave. Let's jump right into today's NBA predictions. We've got some exciting games lined up, so stay tuned and let's get that winning streak going.
Today, we have predictions for 4 NBA games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the New York Knicks and Orlando Magic. The Knicks are rolling into Orlando for a clash with the Magic, and this one feels like it's going to be a grind. Both teams bring something different to the table, but the way they match up sets the stage for a gritty, down-to-the-wire showdown. New York's sitting at 15-10, which looks solid on paper, but don't let that fool you. They've been a roller coaster. One night, they're torching teams like the Pelicans and Hornets, and the next, they're dropping head-scratchers to squads like the Pistons. It's all about consistency, and honestly, that's been the Knicks' biggest issue. Offensively, though, this team can light it up. Jalen Brunson's been a steady bucket, averaging nearly 25 a game while shooting efficiently. Karl-Anthony Towns has been a double-double machine, pulling down boards and pouring in points like it's nothing. The guy dropped 19 rebounds earlier this week. It's insane what he's capable of. But the supporting cast has to step up, especially on the glass. Outside of Josh Hart, rebounding is a weak spot. If the Knicks want to win, they've got to find a way to handle the size Orlando brings and stop giving up second-chance points. On the other side, the Magic are a brick wall defensively, especially at home, where they're undefeated at 10-0. Even without Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, they're making life miserable for opposing offenses. Losing those two is a massive blow, though, especially when it comes to scoring. They're leaning heavily on Jalen Suggs to carry the load, and he's shown flashes. He put up 32 points against the Bucks the other night. But let's be real, he's streaky, and his three-point shooting is all over the place. Moritz Wagner and Goga Bitadze have been stepping into bigger roles, and they've done their part. Wagner's been efficient around the rim, and Bitadze is crashing the boards hard, putting up 14 rebounds in his last game. But this team's offense feels thin without their stars, and that's where things get dicey for Orlando. They're going to need more from guys like Anthony Black, who chipped in nicely against Milwaukee, but it's tough to expect consistent production from a rotation that's so banged up. The Knicks have the tools to take this game, especially if they bring the energy early. They need Brunson, Towns, and their shooters to get hot and put pressure on Orlando's defense. Winning the rebounding battle is non-negotiable. If they can't match the Magic size, it could be a long night. Orlando, on the other hand, has to slow the pace and keep this one ugly. Their defense can carry them, but they've got to grind it out and hope Suggs or someone else catches fire. For me, this one comes down to health and depth, and the Knicks have the edge there. Still, I'm not entirely sold on their ability to stay locked in for 4 quarters. This team has a habit of playing down to their competition, and that inconsistency makes them tough to trust. Orlando's defense will keep this close, but their lack of firepower without Banchero and Wagner is hard to ignore. I'm expecting a scrappy, low-scoring battle. Both teams will grind on defense, and the offense might be hard to watch at times. While I think the Knicks have the edge, I wouldn't touch the spread with a 10-foot pole. Instead, I'm all in on the total staying under 216.5. The Magic just don't have the scoring punch to run up the score, and the Knicks' defensive lapses shouldn't be enough to push it over. It's going to be a slugfest, and I'm betting it's an ugly one.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, Couriered Check, cryptocurrency, or Bankwire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and San Antonio Spurs. The Timberwolves and Spurs are gearing up for an exciting battle in San Antonio, and honestly, I can't wait to see how this one plays out. On one hand, you've got a Minnesota team that's been absolutely locking teams down lately, looking like a defensive powerhouse straight out of the 90s. On the other, you've got the Spurs, led by the human highlight reel that is Victor Wembanyama, who's been putting up big numbers in his sophomore season. Let's talk Timberwolves for a second. These guys have been rolling, winning 5 of their last 6, and it's all about their defense. When you're holding teams to under 92 points in 5 of those games, you're doing something right. Rudy Gobert has been a beast in the paint, swatting shots and grabbing boards like it's his full-time job, which, to be fair, it is. And then there's Anthony Edwards. The guy is averaging over 26 points a night, and it feels like he can get a bucket whenever he wants. What's even scarier is how they're locking down the three-point line, best in the league at limiting threes. That's huge, especially against a Spurs squad that relies heavily on their perimeter game. Now, the Spurs aren't just going to roll over, especially not at home. Wembanyama is the kind of player who can change the entire flow of a game. He's putting up 23.8 points, grabbing double-digit boards, and swatting shots like he's playing a video game. The kid is the real deal, no question about it. Add in the fact that San Antonio has been solid at home this year, and you know they'll bring the energy. But let's be real, their defense has been a mess lately. Giving up 139 to the Bulls and 140 to the Kings? That's tough to come back from. They've got some momentum with back-to-back wins, but those came against teams like Portland, so it's hard to gauge how much that really means. The matchup I'm most hyped about is Edwards going at Wembanyama. It's a clash of styles, Edwards with his quick first step and scoring instincts against Wemby's freakish length and shot-blocking ability. Rudy Gobert will also have his hands full trying to contain Wembanyama, but he did a pretty good job last time, holding him to just 17 points and 6 boards. So, where does this leave us? Honestly, I think the Timberwolves are the better team right now. They're playing with more discipline on both ends of the floor, and their defense is just too solid to ignore. The Spurs might have taken the first game between these two earlier in the season, but Minnesota has leveled up since then. They're sharper, they're hungrier, and they're in a groove. The Wolves know how important this game is, and I see them coming out with a statement performance. San Antonio will keep it interesting, no doubt. They've been scrappy all season, especially at home. But Minnesota's ability to control the pace and clamp down on defense should give them the edge. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Wolves pull away late and cover the spread. It's going to be fun to watch, but I'm rolling with the Timberwolves in this one. Before we move on, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing might seem like a small action, but it actually makes a big impact for us. Plus, it's completely free for you. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive back into the video. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Dallas Mavericks and Golden State Warriors. As the Mavericks gear up to clash with the Warriors for their second showdown this season, it's clear both squads have their own battles to fight. Dallas is riding high, winning 11 of their last 13 games, while Golden State is trying to shake off a slump, having dropped 7 of their previous 9 contests. The stage is set for a game where momentum and adjustments will play pivotal roles. In their first meeting, the Mavericks came up short, and the reasons weren't hard to spot. They struggled from beyond the arc, shooting just 33%, and got outmuscled on the boards, losing the rebound battle 50-40. On top of that, turnovers haunted them, with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving combining for 10 of the team's 17 giveaways. It wasn't their cleanest performance, and against a team like Golden State, those mistakes proved costly. Luka still posted a strong line, putting up 31 points, but his efficiency left something to be desired. Going 13, 4, 27 from the field and a shaky 2, 4, 10 from deep, there's definitely room for a sharper showing. Kyrie was more efficient, dropping 21 points on 8, 4, 13 shooting, but turnovers were his Achilles heel as well. If Dallas wants to flip the script this time, their superstar duo has to take better care of the ball and keep the offensive flow steady. The role players are equally crucial. Last time, Daniel Gafford stepped up with an efficient 15 points on 7, 4, 8 shooting, showing how valuable bench contributions can be. The Mavericks will need similar efforts from their supporting cast to counter Golden State's depth, especially when the Warriors are fueled by their home crowd. Golden State, on the other hand, is in unfamiliar territory. Losing 7 of their last 9 games, including a frustrating NBA Cup quarterfinal against the Rockets, has left them scrambling for answers. Sure, They managed to snag wins against Minnesota and Houston recently, but inconsistency remains the elephant in the room. Stephen Curry, as always, is the Warriors' heartbeat, but his availability for this game is up in the air. The last time he played, he was lights out, dropping 37 points while shooting 5, 4, 12 from deep. If he's good to go, Golden State's chances improve dramatically. But with DeAnthony Melton now traded to the Nets for Dennis Schroeder, who likely won't suit up for this one, Moses Moody listed out for this one, and Andrew Wiggins nursing an ankle issue, the Warriors are stretched thin. Buddy Hield has been steady, averaging 14.5 points on 42.6% shooting from deep, but the question remains whether that's enough. Draymond Green will have to be a game changer. His defensive presence, rebounding, and knack for disrupting offenses will be vital in a game where every possession counts. If the Warriors are to pull this off, it'll require vintage Draymond energy and leadership on both ends of the court. Looking at the recent numbers, Dallas is the hotter hand. They're shooting over 50% from the field and a blistering 44% from deep over their last 5 games. Compare that to Golden State's struggles, 43% shooting overall and just 32% from 3, and it's clear who has the offensive edge. Against the spread, Dallas has been solid, sitting at 14-10-1 overall and 7-6-1 on the road. Golden State's home record against the spread is strong at 7-4, but their inconsistency clouds the picture. With their injuries and lineup uncertainties, it's tough to back the Warriors with confidence. I'm feeling good about Dallas in this one. Even if Curry suits up, the Mavericks are in a groove right now, and Golden State just doesn't have the same cohesion. Luka and Kyrie should take control, and if their supporting cast brings the same energy, they'll be too much for a depleted Warriors squad to handle. I believe the Mavericks keep rolling and proving they're a force to be reckoned with in the West. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the Memphis Grizzlies and Los Angeles Lakers. Alright, let's talk about this Grizzlies-Lakers matchup. It's shaping up to be a fascinating clash. Memphis is rolling into Los Angeles looking sharp, sporting that impressive 18-8 record, and let's not forget how much of a cash cow they've been for bettors this season. These guys are covering spreads like it's their full-time job, second only to Cleveland in the league. And man, that offense? Straight up deadly. They're dropping 122.6 points per game, making them one of the most explosive teams in the NBA right now. Ja Morant is the heart and soul of this squad. The dude's averaging over 22 points and nearly 9 dimes a night while shooting a respectable 46%. Add Jaren Jackson Jr., who's putting up over 21 points on 51% shooting, and you've got a 1-2 punch that can wreck anyone's game plan. And let's not sleep on Desmond Bane, who's been steady as ever, or Santi Aldama, quietly balling out with his efficient shooting and rebounding. Memphis also owns the glass, ranking 3rd in total boards, and their shot blocking, next level. They're swatting shots like volleyball players. But here's the thing with Memphis, as good as they've been at home, they've been a little shaky on the road. Sure, they've strung together a couple of solid road wins recently, taking down Washington and pulling off a tough W in Boston, but their 6-5 road record isn't exactly screaming dominance. If they want to keep this hot streak alive, they'll need to clean up those turnovers and avoid giving the Lakers any extra possessions. Now, let's flip it to the Lakers. This team has been a mixed bag, and that's putting it kindly. They're sitting at 13-12, which isn't great, but they've been much better at home than on the road. At 8-3 in their own building, they've shown they can hold it down in front of the home crowd. That said, consistency has been their Achilles heel. The loss to the Timberwolves was ugly, 87 points. That's not going to cut it against anyone, let alone a red-hot Memphis squad. Anthony Davis can't do it all himself, and without LeBron, this team feels like it's missing its identity. Austin Reeves has been a bright spot since coming back, dropping 18 points in that Wolves game, but the rest of the crew needs to step up. D'Angelo Russell's shooting was a disaster, and Rui Hachimura wasn't much better. If this team wants to compete, they need more efficiency across the board. Right now, they're 10th in field goal percentage, but a mediocre 20th from beyond the arc, and their rebounding? Brutal. They're ranked 27th. That's not a good look when you're up against a Grizzlies team that feasts on second-chance opportunities. So, what's the vibe here? For me, it all comes down to the Lakers' desperation. They've dropped 4 of their last 5, and if they don't figure things out soon, this season could slip away. I get it, Memphis is the hotter team, but the Lakers have no choice. They have to show up tonight. Historically, they've had Memphis number, winning 7 of their last 10 against them, and that's not a stat to ignore. If LeBron laces up tonight, and I think he will, this game feels like a bounce-back opportunity. The Lakers need this one, and I'm banking on their home energy and a little extra urgency to make it happen. Memphis might be a juggernaut, but they're not invincible, especially away from home. I'm rolling with the Lakers to cover the +4 spread. It's risky, but hey, the bigger the gamble, the sweeter the reward, right? This one's going to be tight, but I've got faith in the purple and gold to pull through or at least keep it close. Let's see how it plays out.